Nor for any other boon. My only prayer is simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be a
O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish rose face, which are encircled by locks and curling hair, have become red like pepper fruit due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind.
O hooded Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I'm drowning in the ocean of sorrow. I'm almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me. Uplift me and protect me with your nectarian vision.
O Lord Ananda, in your form as baby, Mother Yashoda, got you to a grinding stone with a rope for climbing cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva, and Nalakuvera. Who were cursed to stand these trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in the same way. I have no desire for liberation in pure effulgence.
O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your hand, who was bound by a rope on the Yashoda. This rope I offer my humble obeisances. After my obeisances to your most beloved, Srimati Bhagavan, and to your anointed pastimes. Shri Shri Radha Ki Jai! Jai Vishnu Bhagavan. Namaskar Shabbat Shabbat Shri Mali Sivati Prabhupada. Ki Jai! Jai Vishnu Bhagavan. Namaskar Shabbat Shabbat Shri Shri Mali Sivati Prabhupada. Ki Natikoti Vaishnava Vedic College. Amajarya Shri HareKrishnaKC Ki Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Ananda Shri Radha Shri Sankar Bhakti Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Chanan Garakan Puriyodan Ki Vrindavan Ki Purdam Ki Navritam Ki Sarvapuridan Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Vasi Devi Ki Munamai Ki Ramamai Ki Samaveda Bhakti Ki. All glories to these simple devotees. All glories to these simple devotees. All glories to these simple devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continuing reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and it is where we're at. I don't know right now.
We're on 11:23 on Thursday of last week.
So we start on 24?
Um,
23. Or,
wasn't Prabhupada just a Tuesday on Friday?
yeah, we didn't have a class on Friday.
Oh.
Okay? Thank you. Chapter 11, the Universal Form, text 34. Dronam Sharishram Shijaya Gratham Cha Karnam Pradhanya Adiyogaviram Maya Harmanastam Jayina Yadishya Vajeta Sirane Supatnan. Translation: The Blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, are already destroyed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies. Text 35. Sanjaya Uvacha Etat Shrutva Vachanam Keshavasya Kritanjalir Vepamana Kiriti Namaskritva Bhuya Ivaha Krishnam Sagad Gadam Pita Pita Pranamya. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisances with folded hands, and began falteringly to speak as follows. Text 36. Arjuna Uvacha. You can all read out loud together, everybody. Stane Rishikesha Tava Prakirtya Jagat Praharishyatya Anurajyate Cha Rakshamsi Bhitani Disho Dravanti Sarve Namasyanti Cha Siddha Sangaha. O Rishikesh, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid, and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Text 37. Kasmachatena nameran mahatman kariyase brahmano pyadi kartre anantadeve sajagannivasa tam aksharam sadasat padam yat. O Great One, who stands above even Brahma, you are the original Master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you, O Limitless One? O Refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Text 38. Tvam Adideva Purusha Puranas Tvamasya Vishvasya Param Nidhanam Vedasi Vedyam Chaparam Shadama Tvayatatam Vishvamananta Rupa. You are the original personality, the Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes. O limitless form, this whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Text 39. Vayuryamognir Varuna Shashanka Prajapatistvam Prapitadmahascha Namo Namaste Stu Sahasra Kritva Punashabhuyo Pinamo Namaste. You are air, fire, water, and you are the moon. You are the supreme controller and the grandfather. Thus I offer my respectful obeisances to you 1,000 times, and again, and yet again. Text 40. Nama purastadata prishtataste namostu se sarvata eva sarva anantavirya mitavikramastam sarvam sapapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. Obeisances from the front, from behind, and from all sides, O unbounded power, you are the master of limitless might. You are all-pervading, and thus you are everything. Text 41 and 42. Saketi matta prasabham yaduktam He Krishna He Yadava He Saketi Ajanatama Himanam Tavedam Maya Pramadat Pranayena Vapi Yachchavahasartam Asatkritosi Vihadashayasana Bhojaneshu Tavapi achyuta tatsamaksham taksha mayetam aham aprameyam. I have in the past addressed you as, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses. Text 43. Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvamasya pujasyascha gurur gariyan natvatsamosya piyadika kutonyo lokatrayepya pratima prabhava. You are the Father of this complete cosmic manifestation, the worshipable Chief, the spiritual Master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. Within the three worlds, you are immeasurable. In text 44. Tasmat pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tamaham isham idyam piteva putrasya sakhiva sakyu priya priyayar hasideva sodhum. You are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I bow down to offer you my respects and ask for your mercy. Please tolerate the wrongs that I may have done to you and bear with me as a father with his son, or a friend with his friend, or a lover with his beloved. Okay, we'll go to text 34. We'll read the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, are already destroyed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies. Purport. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but He is so kind and merciful to His devotees that He wants to give the credit to His devotees who carry out His plan according to His desire. Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as His plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. Maharaj, if you'd like to make some comment. We read these verses? Okay, that would have been helpful to know. Should we continue or should we okay. So we'll continue from text 45. Oh, continue talking about this? Okay. Well, very nice. We see throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam so many devotees offering prayers to the Lord in many different ways, different features and forms of the Lord. And here Arjuna is offering very nice prayers to the Lord, especially the last text that we read, last few famous verse he's saying. Where is it? Okay, he says, Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Saketi. In the past I addressed you as O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend. So Arjuna and Krishna were very close friends. This was their rasa, their relationship, and many times Arjuna addressed him in kind of a light-hearted way. So we may have many friends, we call them nicknames, or we can poke fun at them or make jokes, and they take it well. Whereas if you have a more formal relationship, then naturally you don't want to say something to offend somebody because they don't know you, your mood, your demeanor. That lightheartedness may not be there, so you have to be very careful, very cautious. So This is a very significant point because Krishna, we hear in the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, all about Krishna's wonderful pastimes. And in these pastimes we see Krishna sharing many loving relationships with his family members, friends, lovers. And, we're singing this Damodarastakam. The first 2 lines are talking about how Krishna's running in fear from Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda's the devotee of Krishna. And Krishna rewards this position of Vatsalya Ras, this relationship of parenthood. So Krishna becomes subordinate to his devotee. She's chastising him, running with a whipping stick, chasing him around. So this is the feature of when somebody understands the full supremacy of the Lord, as is being revealed here to Arjuna in the universal form. Naturally, there is awe and respect, reverence. From that, it becomes a very serious attitude. It's like, if the President of the United States or some big shot person walks in, naturally everybody acts in a certain way. There's a whole train of people coming behind him, taking pictures, interviewing. So much that comes with it. He can't really be himself. So Krishna, in this form, when devotees are seeing him, it's hard for him to just be himself, exhibiting these loving exchanges. So Arjuna's offering these prayers because he's completely bewildered. He's saying that he sees everything in Krishna's mouths. He sees death, all the enemies rushing into their mouths. And Krishna urges him just to be, an instrument in the fight. The work is already going to be done by his will. And it's really nice because he's offering these prayers, and then it's really, we can learn a lot how we can approach the Lord also and offer prayers. He's glorifying the Lord, how He is the Supreme Being. He's beyond the modes of material nature. He's perfect. He's all-controlling. I've been light with you. I've been making offenses. I offer my obeisances to you, not just once, but thousands and thousands of times. And when one really feels this deep mood, one would want to not just make a quick little prayer and end there. It's a constant prayer filled with deep affection. So we can learn so much from not just Arjuna, but all the devotees that we hear in the Srimad Bhagavatam of how to approach the Lord. And one time I was speaking not so long ago. It's like reading the Bhagavatam and meditating on these prayers that devotees offer to the Supreme Lord. It really rewires our consciousness, and naturally when we begin to approach the Lord, we can imbibe the same mood and same realizations that these devotees have when they're addressing the Lord. And do you use something?
Along the lines, same lines, there's a story Prabhupada tells about the Prime Minister of England. So you've heard the story. And he was a very, very big man. Everyone was waiting to see him, and one man was especially importantly waiting to see him. And so the secretary said, I told the Prime Minister he'll be coming out soon with you. So the man was waiting hours, and still the Prime Minister didn't come. So he got over anxious, and he went over to the door and opened it up, Prime Minister's door, and to see what was going on. Prime Minister was in the form of a horse. He was on his hands and knees, and his grandson was riding him. And he was having a good time doing that. So it's more enjoyable than and meeting with all these diplomats and going through all these formalities. So, but another nice thing is that whatever rasa they have, whether it's in the mood of awe and reverence, or whether it's in the mood of anger, or it's in the mood of neutrality, appreciation, or service, there's ecstasy there. Because Krishna is he's the source. He's the reservoir of all pleasure. So any kind of relationship that anyone has with Krishna is going to be ecstatic. It's going to be blissful. Even those demons who get killed by Krishna, by the hand of Krishna, they're not neglected. They get to go to sometimes the spiritual world. Like in the case of Kamsa, he and his 8 brothers, they all became 4-handed Vishnu. Not Vishnu, they didn't become Vishnu. They became servants of Vishnu. That's how they looked. And Putana became the nurse of Krishna. And she wanted to have that relation. So Krishna is just the reservoir, all pleasure. So the worst thing is not to have any connection, to just ignore Krishna. But if we can somehow or other get to know him, then he's very blissful for everyone. So Arjuna was feeling bad about his rasa of friendship, but actually that's even more advanced than the rasa of appreciation. But they're both ecstatic.
It's a very nice point that all the devotees who are in whatever position they are completely satisfied in that relationship they have with the Lord. Whether it is in Vaikuntha, filled with all this awe and reverence, or in Vrindavan in a more intimate rasa, there's always full satisfaction. So, similarly, the spiritual journey that somehow or other we've embarked upon is also filled with so much joy and satisfaction, but it may be difficult at first because we're conditioned to the molds of material nature, of trying to enjoy the material world. It's like a baby, a little toddler. He picks up some dangerous thing, a tool, a knife. Parent runs over there and says, "No, what are you doing? You can't play with this." And they're thinking, "Oh, man, I just found this really cool shiny thing, And they're crying because the parents took it away from them. So similarly, we've been playing with something very dangerous, and now you come face to face with it being taken away, and a big part of us is just like, "No, but I want to enjoy." So this is why we gather to hear from the Bhagavad Gita every evening, Bhagavatam in the morning, because we need to hear from the scriptures to give us sufficient knowledge, intellectual strength to make the right decision. That yes, I should wake up and get out of bed. I should go shower and get ready for Mangal Arati. I should pick up my japa beads and chant with determination. I don't want to, but I should. To convince us to keep pushing. And as you associate with anything in life, you develop a familiarity with it. A lot of things we may associate with, we don't even really like so much at first, but because you spend so much time in connection with it, you develop a certain affection, connection with it. And then it becomes like second nature. So Krishna, he describes later on how in the beginning this process is like poison to those who are conditioned, but in the end it's like nectar. And we don't have to wait so long to have that realization. You can have glimpses of it that gives you faith that it actually is there. great association with great persons. I was thinking, even if we're surrounded by devotees and we may not get along so well, or our conditioned nature isn't the same, so it's kind of hard to connect. What other people are out there that just like they don't want to steal from you, they don't want to talk about you behind your back, they don't want to use you for their own sense gratification, just as an aid to distract themselves from their problems. So all of the friends and families we have, for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, are filled with so much of this fakeness. It's all a facade. We gather and we talk about the new music that came out, the new sports game, what the weather is going on, our family members that we never see, what we always talk about, and when we're together, there's actually not so much like love, but we make it to seem like this thing. It's just something to anchor on to hold on to. And these are the things that anchor us in the material world. We need to switch this anchor to the holy name. And Krishna, he describes about trying to control the mind. He says the mind is chanchalam, it's flickering. 1 second it's here, 1 second it's there, and then it's there, always jumping. So we have to practice to control the mind with detachment. When the mind wanders away, we must bring it back. So we'll let the holy name be our anchor. We sit, we chant. The mind wanders. It's okay. That's what the mind does. Sometimes we just need to take a breath and remember, okay, what I'm really trying to do. Before we start chanting japa, it's actually really significant to make a little sankalpa, an intention. Okay, I'm gonna sit here, or I'm gonna walk, or whatever our preferred method of chanting is, but I'm gonna, for the next 2 hours or hour, or even if it's only 10 minutes, what we can process at the time, I'm gonna focus on connecting to Krishna. I'm gonna give myself to Krishna. I'm gonna give my mind to Krishna. I'm gonna try to just get fully absorbed in whatever comes up in my consciousness that's just raging at me, that's so important that I can't sit and focus on the holy name. I'm going to put that aside and focus on chanting. And then the mind becomes disturbed. Then you have to practice it and practice and practice it, detachment and practice. This is how to control the mind, what Krishna says. So that's the real anchor that we need in life. Yeah.
We may think that the thing I'm being disturbed by is just too great. I can't overcome it. I have to give in to it. But that's underestimating Krishna's power. Krishna can knock out all these things in a moment. So he wants to see us so that we're putting our faith in him rather than we're glorifying Maya, how strong she is and how strong this desire is and this depression I'm feeling. The influences or whatever hallucinations are going on. We're underestimating Krishna. And instead of going towards Krishna, we're submitting, going towards these other things. So naturally we're not going to make progress that way. You have to have faith. Keep trying. There's nothing else to do. It's like sometimes people contemplate giving up their bodies. What does that do? You just get the body of a ghost in your next life. The body of a ghost means he's got no physical form, but he's got the subtle body. So he has the desires, same desires that we have now with our gross body, and we try to fulfill. We'll have that without a gross body. So it's more difficult. He goes down. It's not pleasing Krishna. We shouldn't think we have the right to take such license. There was one devotee of Lord Chaitanya, great devotee, but he thought, I'm so wretched, I'm so yucky. Yakibi specifically because he had oozing sores all over his body because he drank water in the Jharkhand forest and got some kind of sick. So, but every time the Lord Chaitanya would see him, he'd embrace him. And all those oozing sores would come on the Lord's body and he destroys it. I'm going to go under Jagannath's cart next time you give my body. I'm too offensive to this. Lord Chaitanya knew what he was thinking. He said, you can't do that. Your body belongs to the spiritual master. You have no right to give it up, harm it. Use it as a bad bargain, but use it for Krishna. Try your best. At least it has a tongue. You can chant. You can hear. You can see. You can taste. Taste for sadhana. Chant all you need. Even if you don't get a taste out of it. That's all right. Keep doing it. Because we know this is what Krishna wants me to do. This is the purpose of my life. If I try, Krishna will be pleased with me. And he'll give me another better opportunity. One devotee passed away right after he got initiated from Prabhupada. And we told Prabhupada, and he wrote back, and he said he's been promoted. He's a very good devotee. He took initiation, he was protected by Krishna, and now he's been promoted to a higher position, better opportunity to serve. No one should be disturbed. So everything's auspicious if we're trying to do it for Krishna. Now, just the fact that we're here and we're trying, that's something. We get credit for that, that's for sure. But if we want to get more credit, then we keep trying day after day. Just figure it's going to be tough. But Krishna will be pleased that we're trying.
I remember one time a devotee was here and he was giving a class. He's very nice at speaking, and he made the point that Krishna's happy if you're struggling chanting japa. The context is, we want to give up chanting, but Krishna's happy if we're going through this struggle for him. And if we keep struggling and keep calling out to Krishna, like Maharaj said, Krishna can knock out all of our problems just like that. But Krishna, he's our supreme well-wisher, so he actually knows what's best for us. If Krishna just wipes away all my maladies, all my problems right away, maybe a lot of those problems are things that are helping me take shelter of Krishna currently. So our purification is there and it's handled by Krishna, and he's helping guide us to him. But the only question is how sincere we are in our attempts to come to him. How transparent, how open. Because we can hold on to so many reservations. Deep down in our heart, we're thinking, okay, if this doesn't work, then I have this backup plan. Or maybe I'll do this for a year or two, and once I get an opportunity, I'm gone to go live in the rainforest or where, whatever dream or idea we have. But to the degree we just, throw our hands up and just, Krishna, I'm yours, whatever you want, please take direction of my life, then Krishna's there to help guide us to him. And, that may take place not how we planned. That's the problem. We say, okay, I'll surrender, but as long as the surrender looks like this, it feels like that, which is not surrender. So it's a very nice process because we approach and Krishna reciprocates, and then it can be tough to face, envy and greed and our desires. And then there's more purification, which leads to more clarity of consciousness, more realizations, deeper connections. And then the more one develops this relationship with the Lord, then the material world just seems tasteless. Not even tasteless, just putrid. So we may not have that strength to realize that ourselves, so we take shelter of those who have that realization. We might not be attached to the Supreme Lord and His service directly, but if somehow we could get a shadow attachment, we become attached to somebody who actually has attachment, then by their power, their strength, it's like there's like big ships, or no, when there's like trucks driving on the road, if you're driving a car, you can get behind the truck and there's like this wind suction, and then you don't have to push the gas so much, and it will actually like pull you forward with it because you're like in the proper air current. So yeah, if we can get attached to somebody who actually has attachment and just follow them and do what they say and act as they act and learn and observe and question them, then it's similar, like that force is just pulling us much faster than we could go on our own. So the more we take shelter of those devotees who have that attachment, then devotional life becomes all the more easier. But the more we try to do it on our own, very, very difficult. So, does anybody have any thoughts or questions or comments? Does it take a long time to develop detachment from the world? One time the devotees asked Prabhupada how long it takes to fully surrender to Krishna. He said, just in a moment. It's just a matter of how much we actually are open to Krishna's plan for our life and depending upon Him. But realistically, for most of us, what we can observe, there's a process to follow. And that process may take time, but that process may be very quick also. Depends how sincere, how concise, how focused we are. If we go on chanting the holy names and doing devotional service while committing offenses, so many offenses, so many offenses, so many offenses. It's like, have you ever been camping or tried to start a fire? You have to get some little kindling and you make a little like house or teepee and you start it. It's like trying to start a fire, but on the other end you're pouring water on it. So the more we can do the chanting and service free from offenses, then that fire is much more likely to go up into flames. But the more we maintain material attachments and commit these offenses, it's one thing if we commit them unknowingly or unwillingly, but if we've been instructed so many times on these things and we're still aware of it and we still go on committing the offenses, then the process will take a very long time. There's a process called anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti means like removal of unwanted things from the heart of the consciousness. And this could go on for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Like Krishna Prabhu mentioned this morning, Prabhupada chastised his disciple and was like, I've been telling you this for 20 lifetimes. So my point is that, we have to take the process seriously as it's given by the spiritual master, then we can make rapid advancement. It's all a question of sincerity. If we're just committing offenses like in the temple room and we're not even knowing we're committing the offenses, if we're really sincere in our attempt to approach the Lord and taking shelter of the holy name, then a lot of these offenses are just mitigated. But if we're making offenses to the holy name, then it's counterintuitive to what we're actually trying to do, is to develop attachment and connection through that medium of Lord Krishna's holy name. So, we really have to take shelter. Yeah.
This process that Prabhupada has given in the temples is perfectly designed to help one go from whatever stage she's in to the higher stages. So as long as one continues and applies it, and even if one is not able to follow the program in the temple at this time, doesn't mean he's lost. He can live in his other life, and he can go to the temple and participate in activities. Now we have Zooming, and so many things he can do until maybe sometime he will be able to live in the ashram. But even if one doesn't live in the ashram throughout his whole life, he can make his home an ashram. He can make his little room wherever he is. It can be an ashram. He can have his little deities, everything's there. But this is giving a good example of the schedule, the type of things that a devotee should do. He is up early. Prabhupada expected everyone to do that. Living in the temple or living outside the temple. If you want to make advancement, this is what we do. And the nice thing is, even if someone's living in their home, they can turn on the Zoom and they can see the devotees having arti, beautiful deities. They can dance, they can chant, they can do everything. So they're getting almost the full benefit.
Some other question? You had something? Would you like to answer?
It's given in Bhagavad Gita that initiation means the beginning, so one shouldn't think that if someone is fortunate enough to be born into a family or a culture that practices many of the aspects that we follow in Krishna consciousness, that's wonderful. That's to his or her great advantage. Makes it easier. Still, everyone gets initiated. Even Lord Krishna took initiation. Even Lord Chaitanya took initiation. Ananda, everyone. Lord Ramachandra, they're all taking initiation. Even the Lord, when he comes, he takes initiation. Set the example. So that's not something to be... it's something that everyone does as part of their continuing on the path. So if one is fortunate enough to not have engaged in all the nonsense activities that people in the West engage in, it's great. Now take advantage of that. That doesn't mean, like Prabhupada gives the example, if you're born into a family of, let's say, doctors, surgeons. They're all, your father's a surgeon, your grandfather's a surgeon, all a surgeon. So there's a very good chance you're going to become a surgeon. You know all the lingo, you know so many things, you're associated with surgeons. That doesn't mean you're a surgeon now. It means you're a son of a surgeon, grandson of a surgeon. It's a good advantage. So take advantage of it though. Don't think that's enough. I'm in the family of surgeons. I won't have to take the exam. I don't have to go through the doctoral and all that. You do. But it'll be easier for you.
Also, when you get initiated, when you're given the holy name, so what I've heard is that when we're chanting before that, it's like we're attuning ourselves to actually receive the holy name, and the holy name, it should be received by those who've received it, and it's coming in a disciplic succession, which is ultimately coming from the Supreme Lord. So there's so much mercy and so much potency there when we get initiated. Like I mentioned, when we follow in that line, spiritual life becomes, I don't want to say easy, but possible, viable. When we try to do it on our own, no shelter. Spiritual life is all about taking shelter.
There's a verse, Sampradaya Vihina me mantrascha palam. It means that if you've received your mantra, not through the disciplic succession, you won't have the fruit, it won't have the result. But if you get it through Sampradaya, the mantra, then it will have full potency.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Gaura Nitai Ki Jai.